All right, welcome back, everyone. Happy summer right now with the loners. Hope you guys are doing well. And let us know how the summer is going wherever you guys are from. Because I know a lot of you guys don't have AC, similar to us. It's kind of a European thing.
It's kind of a European
That's
thing?
well, that's from all the stuff we've seen. They said that it's pretty common to not have AC in Europe. And we don't either. So
we have a fake one, ish.
It's like one that I kind of installed on the window, but it's not the best. But it does help. It does help a bit.
It helps a lot.
Yeah, I guess sometimes
Only in the
don't.
living room. Doesn't help anywhere else.
So during summertime, we'll just kind of have a little camp out in the living room.
Yeah, we're like rotting in here. Like prunes.
All right, this is episode...
We are.
This is episode 338. Okay, so I don't know if you're following, but currently Trump deployed National Guard within Washington, D.C.
Which for anyone who doesn't know, D.C. is our country's capital.
Yeah.
It's like where the White House is and everything.
Which I don't even really know why he is deploying them. It's like he's creating this like fake emergency.
What else is new?
No,
Everything's an emergency except actual emergencies.
100%. Yeah, it's just...
This is from CNN.
I guess we'll kind of figure out what's going on in his head to do this.
I don't think we'll figure that out.
As much as possible. Right.
President Trump declaring a public safety emergency, saying he's activated 800 National Guard members in the nation's capital and has now placed the D.C. Police Department under federal control, saying that Attorney General Pam Bondi will, quote, take command.
What could go wrong?
This takeover is happening as the president says that crime in the city is out of control, despite officials saying that certain crimes in the city have hit a 30-year low. Watch this.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor.
Okay, you're right. He always does this shit. He just like acts like there's some crazy thing going on. I actually did see a study that came out recently that the whole country's crime rate has been at like the lowest lows it's ever been since like the 70s. Which makes sense because of security measures and everything, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get it.
And worse. If necessary, we're going to move service members directly to joining the guardsmen, and that'll take place very rapidly.
CNN's Brian Todd is closely following this story for us. So, Brian, take us through President Trump's order and what else he's threatening, because he says he might activate the military.
That's right, Boris. He says he's kind of reserving the option to activate additional military units in Washington, D.C. if need be. He then later said he didn't think he would need them, but he's going to keep that option open. He is also considering at least, expanding the National Guard deployment to other cities. He named Chicago and New York City.
Why?
But let's see how this plays out in Washington, D.C. first. We do have some source reporting from three sources familiar with the matter saying that both the D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and the D.C. Metropolitan Police Chief
Sorry. Her last name is Bowser. That's pretty cool.
Pamela Smith did not know of President Trump's announcement prior to when he made the announcement. They were caught kind of unaware of this prior to when he made the announcement this morning. As you see the graphic there, the president plans to mobilize some 800 National Guard members on the city streets here in D.C. to put the D.C. police under federal control. That is unprecedented, by the way. A president of the United States has never taken control of the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department before. Also, FBI agents are going to be patrolling with the police department here. That is
stupid question, but like when military members are taking over the police department, what are the police doing? Like, what is now their duties?
I honestly don't know, and I just don't get what's going on in his head to do this.
I mean, again, you will never get that answer. You might get it, but it's not going to make sense. But I'm just curious, like, what the cops their jobs are going to be, because, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? Come in and, like, take over? It's like, okay, then I don't see military out there Pulling people over.
Yeah.
You know, if they ran a red light, like I'm confused.
It's also a very rare occurrence, according to our sources. It's very rare for FBI agents to patrol with police in a
it's so
with
weird.
local police in any given city. Already some pushback
FBI,
here
what a great
in the
use of
district
resources.
from this. But let's first hear from President Trump. I'll get to the pushback in a moment, but here's what President Trump had to say about what he hopes the police could do in the city.
Let's see.
See, they fight back until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. You can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there and people are spitting in their face and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they
So
want.
he's saying cops can pretty much do whatever they want now. That's
To
what
like
he's saying?
protesters. I think it was because of protests.
I don't fucking understand.
So the president promising a very tough crackdown on crime here in D.C. And again, we mentioned some pushback to this. The D.C. Attorney General, Brian Schwab, has issued this statement, quote, "The administration's actions are unprecedented, unnecessary, and unlawful. There is no crime emergency in the District of Columbia. Violent crime in D.C. reached historic 30-year lows last year and is down another 26% so far this year. We are considering all of our options and will do what's necessary to protect the rights and safety of district residents." Attorney General Schwab is correct there when he says that crime is down in D.C. According to the D.C. Metropolitan Police, violent crime is down 26%, assaults with a dangerous weapon down 20%, robberies down 29%, and crime overall is at historic lows in this city, Boris. We also got some pushback from Council Member Charles Allen of the D.C. City Council, saying this is doing this under the guise of public safety is, quote, wrong. It's an extreme, outrageous, and dangerous move for the city. That is the first member of the D.C. City Council to push back in earnest to this move. Boris?
Brian, Todd, thank you so much for the reporting. Danny?
Boris, thank you. Former FBI Deputy Director and CNN Senior Law Enforcement Analyst Andrew McCabe joins us now. We also have former U.S. Attorney and former Deputy Assistant Attorney General Harry Litman. Thank you, gentlemen, for breaking down this very important story. Andrew, I want to start with you. From your perspective, is the purpose of this action purely to have just a massive show of force on the streets of D.C., or in practice, is there anything that will be done differently with the police department under federal control?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say exactly what the purpose is, right? So we know what the ostensible purpose is, the facts that, or the, I don't want to even call them facts, the information that the president cited during his press conference, which of course included comparing DC to places like Baghdad and Bogota, Colombia, where we have no accurate.
This is wild. I'm sorry. This is so crazy that he's doing that, and that there can't be people that are eating this
Holy
up.
shit, there are.
That's insane.
That's fucking. That's funny. I'm sorry.
Oh
that's
my
crazy.
God.
Reporting about what their crime
Wow.
statistics are. The fact is that the crime situation in DC is at all-time lows. They were at a 30-year low last year, and it's down an additional 26% this year. So there is no crime emergency per se in the city. So when you understand that, to try to divine what the purpose is of this deployment of National Guard assets, what this reallocation of things like FBI agent resources to patrol the streets of DC, really it raises some important questions, like what is it? Why this production? Why this kind of Potemkin village?
Yeah.
Theater. Like, I'm telling you, if Trump just joined theater club in high school, I think this country would be a teeny bit in better hands.
We wouldn't be in this situation right now.
He's so theatrical. Everything, like, he doesn't realize this is real life. Everything's just like a performance. He's on stage constantly.
Everything you do see,
He thinks we're all actors.
yeah, everything you see does seem like it would be like a part of a theater play.
Yeah, it's really fucking psychotic.
Criminal intervention in a city. What is this designed to distract us from? I don't know that I can answer that for you here, but
Epstein Files.
In fact,
that's what it seems like. Ever since the Epstein Files, like, his base has been pushing really hard on it. He's been trying to like manufacture different things to like distract them. But I will say a lot of people are still like commenting everywhere, like release the Epstein Files, like no matter
he's
what.
trying to create a problem just so he can look like a superhero, like
Yeah.
Homelander or something, and save the day.
It's really weird though, because
lying.
there is a lot of deeper shit I think that's going on within the Epstein Files. That's like Ghislaine Maxwell, the person who was like charged for child sex trafficking. She got moved. She pretty much made a deal with Trump, and Trump moved her to like a minimum security prison, and in return she said that he had nothing to do with it. But then they're still not moving
I don't
forward
care
with
what she
finding
says.
evidence.
There's no, yeah, exactly. There's no proof. And we're never going to get the truth, at least not anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, do I think these Trump MAGA supporters have learned a lesson? No, I don't.
Yeah. I
They'll
think
still-
some of them have, I think, but the majority no. Yeah.
Are they angry? Yeah, but would they vote for him again? Probably.
God, I hope not.
They would.
Yeah. Well, luckily we don't have to worry about that.
Hopefully.
A federal official and simply calling him the head of the Metropolitan Police Department changes nothing within the Metropolitan Police Department. Those sworn officers are the
Fucking
only
loser.
people
That's
who
crazy,
are
dude.
legally authorized to enforce the law outside of the federal properties in DC. Most of DC is not federal property. It is the property of the District of Columbia. And I should also say, to deprive the people, the citizens of the District of Columbia, of the representatives who they elected. They elect a mayor, they elect a city council. They are entitled to hold those folks responsible for the crime situation and every other situation in DC. To completely replace that sort of authority with some specious federal authority is really concerning, I think, as a democratic matter, a democracy issue writ large.
Harry, I want to bring you into the conversation. Aside from what this may look like on the ground today or tomorrow in D.C., it seems like the thing that actually also caught a lot of people's attention, and Brian Todd just mentioned it, was this warning that President Trump basically said that this sort of action
Extended
might
juvenile
come
curfew zone?
to other cities across the country. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's really an important point because it's true that he has somewhat greater authority, a fair bit greater authority in D.C. itself, though everything I think that Andy says is accurate. That goes away when he's talking about Chicago, when he's talking about Los Angeles. And by the way, he mentioned only, of course, Democratic cities. The two highest cities in murder rates are both Republicans. They didn't come out. But they're a whole...
Would you look at that?
It's very true. When you look into it, I forget. I think it's like Louisiana or Mississippi that has like the highest murder rate.
Murder rate?
Yeah.
I think it is Louisiana, but yeah, it's that general southern area, and for some reason he doesn't go over there and make their life a fucking living hell. He does come to the blue pockets and places and tries to make an example. It's like he tried to make an example out of LA, and how'd that go?
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't...
Wasted just
maybe he
taxpayer
thought,
money.
Right. Which he'll never admit. Maybe he thinks he can get away with more because it's the capital over there. I don't know.
I think he can, technically.
But this has been said so many times, and I'll say it again. It's very, very funny that they didn't call National Guard during January 6th when a bunch of MAGA fucks were storming the Capitol and,
Yeah.
breaking in and harassing politicians, abusing literally politicians, and the most you had there was like the police force, if that.
It's crazy.
You didn't deploy anybody for that.
Survey of different laws come into effect, including the really important law. It's a mouthful, Posse Comitatus Act, that says you can't do this on the streets. You can't bring in the military. So to the extent he's trying to align it with some grand showing of what he's going to do in democratic cities, he's going to be up against much higher legal barriers.
You know, Andrew, we heard pushback, as Brian Todd reported, just after the announcement came, but there wasn't as much pushback from, say, the D.C. mayor leading up to this. I'm curious if there's anything in particular about this, again, going into practice that worries you, especially if we might potentially see American citizens in any sort of confrontation with, say, FBI agents or National Guard members.
Yeah, there's a lot that worries me about this. first of all, it's hard to explain the lack of pushback by DC.
I mean, this is becoming where it's like a military state type of thing
That's what you
against the people. Yeah, it's just
your tax dollars are going to against you pretty much.
It's
at
a
this
waste.
Point.
It's such a waste.
Yeah, this guy thinks that our military are like his own.
Like
it's
puppets.
like his own personal army.
Yeah.
It's like
crazy.
Fucking idiot. He wants to be a dictator so bad.
The authorities right now, I suspect they're probably trying to get their heads around this entire thing. It's absolutely so bizarre. Apparently, they had no notice of it. There is also the matter of congressional funding, which basically took away $1 billion from DC this year. So the Senate is trying to restore that. The House is not willing. So there's a very kind of compelling financial / political issue that they're trying to navigate at the same time.
That's another thing too, is like when they did the whole Doge thing, they did cut a lot of people their jobs and they cut a lot of funding for programs, but they found such little fraud. So there's an imbalance, I think, right now of people able to do things.
I wouldn't even consider it fraud. It was just wasteful spending.
Yeah,
well, at least what they thought was wasteful spending.
Yes, but it was so tiny, though. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they reported the numbers. That, to me, is considered fraud more. You reporting as officials, okay, the Doge team, online reporting that this number was how much you guys have found in wasteful spending when it was like 10% of that, if that. I don't even think it was that much.
That should be technically illegal to do that.
It's okay because it's Elon. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Same time, which might be having an impact on how vocally they want to push back. Nevertheless, you are now looking at things like having hundreds of FBI agents, quote unquote, patrol the streets of DC. This is not something that FBI agents do. They're not trained for it. They don't plan on that. They don't have that
sort of
authority intrinsically. By
the way, this is the administration that claims that they care about children. So go find all these missing kids instead of having the FBI patrol homeless people and protesters.
And also stop defending and covering up for pedophiles. Seriously.
Exactly.
Understand exactly how FBI agents are going to start making arrests around DC, again, on areas that are not federal property. That is not something that has been worked out in any way. And now let's think about the opportunity cost. All of those counterterrorism cases, counterintelligence cases, criminal cases, crimes against children, all the things that we rely on FBI agents to protect us from every day, that work is not getting done because you've taken that resource, some percentage of it, and shifted it to patrolling DC, which is something that the FBI does not do and really cannot do in its current state competently or safely for themselves or for the citizens of the district. So really questionable decisions here that will have major impacts on the safety and security of this country.
Harry, just really quickly, I want to get your perspective on this because President Trump also said that he will bring in the military if needed, essentially beyond the National Guard. Just a quick thought, how much authority does he have to use the military in this sort of way?
Some authority to use it temporarily with congressional notification. So DC is a lot weaker here, but Congress comes to the fore. They're the ones that passed the DC Home Control Act. 48 hours, then has to notify, 30 days, then Congress has to pass. So basically, he's taking a very limited grant of
priorities,
authority
guys,
and making a big political case with it, exactly as Andrew specifies.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting 30 days to come in the nation's capital. Andrew McCabe, Harry Littman, thank you both for breaking all of that down for us. Really do appreciate it.
Go America! Yeah!
Yeah, I definitely think he's doing all this type of shit just to distract people and just to create this like thing that's happening that's not really going on.
Yeah.
Maybe the National Guard can find the Epstein Files. This is waste, fraud, and abuse.
Everyone's talking about Epstein in the comments. Yeah. Listen, I want the Epstein Files as much as the next person, but even if they did expose that, I know there would be a lot of things redacted from it. It wouldn't be 100%
Of course,
accurate.
they were already...
So what's the point at this point?
They already found out...
Nothing will happen to this man, so...
Yeah, they already found out that Trump ordered them to redact his name from them, and they already did it, and they did that. Yeah, I forget where I saw it, but I looked into it, and apparently they were starting to like redact things that they said they can't use in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like if it comes out, his name won't be on it because why would it? he's like, he has so much fucking power in this country,
Yeah,
but then so little power in other ways, you know?
it's true.
Anyway, yeah, well, obviously this is something we've been keeping an eye on, or gonna keep an eye on. It seems like a lot of this stuff is just to kind of freak everyone out and give this false sense of
Something happening.
control that he has when he really doesn't have as much as he thinks he does.
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird. It's like he has this like power with his community, but when it comes to like him being a politician, that's where I think he thinks that's gonna like carry over to that, you know? 'Cause, yeah. But I don't fucking get it. I will say he is. What happened?
No. Go ahead.
As much as he is like a puppet and, you know, the clown that we're all looking at and laughing at, a lot of the people making moves behind the scenes are just as evil. They're just getting away with it because they aren't the ones
In the spotlight.
so vocal. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Maybe he's a Russian or Chinese asset getting paid by them to destroy the country.
I wouldn't say
I'm
that
just
far,
kidding.
but
Yeah, I
you
was
never
totally
know
joking.
in this timeline.
All right, let us know in the comments below what you think about what's going on, and if you guys are keeping up with this as well. And if you like watching this, please subscribe and also jump over to our vlog channel, which we think you would like.
Bye.